Welcome to another episode of Shrink Tank, brought to you by the Dynasty Self-Help Podcast. Join us while Jeremy and Richard help Kyle self-actualize in a complicated multiple-copy IDP league called Shark Tank 2.
It just never gets any easier to say, does it?
It's really terribly written.
Thank you for referring to yourself in the third person.
Yes. Can't afford an announcer, so we'll just pitch correct you to sound like somebody else.
This has been fun, though. I'm excited to dig into another one, and I think the very first one I found a lot of undertones to what you were saying, and I can kind of sense the feeling of being overwhelmed and anxious building in the last two that we didn't talk about, but you can kind of see it as it stacks on each other. So I'm interested to see as we approach things really getting rolling here with the league and the draft and all that, how it goes for you.
All right. Well, with that, let's watch the next exciting installment of Kyle in the basement. Go. There we go.
Okay, so now that we've got that information down, we're here. The league's ready to start. I still haven't had a chance to do my complicated spreadsheet. I believe at that point I had thrown some data together. I had started to cobble the beginnings of what I do, but I don't have hardly anything along the lines of what I need. I started to analyze the rules a little bit. That's insane.
So right? This kind of sounds like the unprepared client coming into a session. It's like, yeah, did you do the things that we're working on, or how have things been going for you? Like, oh, things are, I started to do that, but laundry list of things I still am not doing, and things that I am not feeling prepared for, and all the anxieties of it. So it's, again, we're playing with the fact that you were probably very overwhelmed and stressed in real life at this point, but you can kind of see it bleeding into as the days approach. It's kind of like a procrastinator that says, oh, I just haven't had time to do that yet, or I still have 4 days now and I'll get it done. But really that just builds more and more anxiety, and you feel less prepared, and you likely the result isn't often as good as if you kind of work on it steadily.
Kyle, what were you like in college? Were you the get your homework buttoned up well in advance, get it done first thing before you do any recreation at night, or were you the run into class, scribbling on the back of somebody else's backpack to fill out your homework and get it turned in just at the buzzer?
I lived and learned through college. So my freshman year, I went in there knowing, hey, I was one of the smartest kids in my high school, and that equates to, oh crap. I'm not one of the smartest people in college.
So humble.
And so I got just whacked in the face with a few classes that kicked my butt because I tried to procrastinate. And, so I learned fairly quickly that I can't do that and succeed. So I wanted to succeed in college. So I learned over the years how to do that. And then by the time I got to my senior year, I had figured out that every day that I'm going to school, I'm going to be at the study hall with my other fellow civil engineers at 6 a.m. We're going to help each other through with our work, whatever we're doing.
Nerds.
So yeah. No, that was nerds. And then I learned the joy of only having Tuesday and Thursday classes. And I would do classes from 6 a.m. until 10 o'clock at night on Tuesday and Thursday. And all day Wednesday, I would study and do my stuff. And then I would have a 4-day weekend every weekend, and I would work a couple of those days here and there, and I would just have a good time. So that was my strategy. Put 40 hours into 3 days every week, and that's how I did college.
My wife's a nurse. She does the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen the Jeopardy clip, Alex Trebek, when it's asking some chick what she does for fun, and she's like, oh, me and the rest of my friends do math problems or something like that. And so he's like,
losers, in other words.
Well,
wow.
So funny.
Alex Trebek burn.
Yeah, so for me, I just think Jeremy's right. Like that, the stress adding to the fact that like I like to succeed, right? And so that correlation that you just asked, Rich, is really powerful because I want to go to college and succeed. I don't want to go to college and just, get by. And
Well,
yeah, go ahead.
well, I'm sorry. I was going to say is this is what the tieback was. So do you feel like really off tilt when you're coming into a situation like that where you haven't had time to prepare and it just adds pressure and stress to you? So
Yeah, and that's exactly right. I mean, and even some regret, like maybe I shouldn't have taken on a league like this, and I had the choice to not do this league, and I could, I've already added other leagues this year. Why did I choose this league? And then now I can't put my best foot forward. So there was definitely some of that second guessing going on there at the beginning.
oof, I'm on edge to see what happens.
So let me just go ahead.
Oh, good, it's
and
email.
pull that up.
Oh, a spreadsheet.
Here's our list of people that got nominated. Here's our Shark Tank. That's my current roster. Let's just go up here. The bylaws are finally posted. I'm able to
a nice
look
site.
at them.
I like that.
And here's my initial reaction as I really start to go over these bylaws. All right, here we go. The construction, player copies. Okay, cool. Yeah, dispersal auction, right? I'm getting that. Franchise owners. Okay, we got to do that stuff. Sportsmanship. Okay. Okay, voting. You got to be in the group chat. Best interest clause.
Plays over
Okay,
sportsmanship.
I started looking at, okay, fees and payouts. First to 50 wins. Three-peat rivalry. Like, whoa, okay. Toilet bowl. I mean, these are
You have no
a lot
business
of
looking at
payouts.
that.
And, okay, division for most points. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of divisions. Okay, side competitions. NFL draft competition. Okay, you got to check that one out. I got to make sure I'm doing that. And I get down here. Okay, what's my real deal?
That is
21
interesting,
starters,
though, that
40.
you spent the most. It's interesting there that you spent the most time on the league payouts and the victories and scanned over some of the stuff like sportsmanship and things like that. So.
Well, sportsmanship with the Hanson brothers, it comes in the form of
That's
football.
subjective. Yeah, come on. You can't put that as a rule. That's a rule that was meant to be broken.
44-player bench. I actually believe it's 22 starters. But 44-player bench. 8-player IR spots for suspension and out, so it's okay. You can.
The league
do
rules
IR
are totally
people
wrong.
with
You're always
regularity. Look at this. You got 15-player taxi squad for rookies and devies. Oh, jeez, I forgot. I didn't even realize at this point. I remembered, but no. Okay, yeah, there's Devi. How's that even play in? I don't even know. So here's your 21 starters. So maybe it is.
You knew you
21.
remembered, aka you did not know.
I knew at some point, but it's like when you throw.
You
so many
knew when you
wrinkles-
just read it.
Well, like no, when somebody goes, "Hey, I'd like you to join this IDP league. It's 5 copy. It's 65 players." Eventually, your mind goes, "I'm tuning out." Like I hear words, but much like when I'm being spoken to, at high levels in a marital conversation, like only some of it's really soaking in.
Thank God. Now you're speaking my language. Because like you're going through this stuff, I'm just like, wow, you Dynasty guys are a special breed. That's what?
There's only 10 starters on offense, but you have a full 11 on defense, right? So you get your 6, and then your 8, and then your 10, and then you get 1 flex. So your defense is every position.
That is how you get to 11.
And then your offense is all these
Science.
high-quality flex. So you got 1 super flex, all flex, and then you can pretty much play whatever you want after that, right? So there's your this means we start. Okay, I kind of have this down, and then let's just keep scrolling. Whoa. Okay, that's a big list of. Okay, there's all your points scoring. Okay, that's not too bad. And then, all right, most points. Well, okay, round 1 playoffs. So money. Okay, well, rookie budget.
Looks like the
startup
credits
option,
to a
400,
Hollywood
and then
motion
there's
picture.
Debbie money, and then there's season waivers. Wow. Okay. And then these crazy
we need to-
German dudes.
I think we need to unpack Peter Gent's psyche if you're looking through this.
Yeah. All right, and so this will come up later, but you can see it right there. I even mentioned in this video, there's in-season waivers, right? But that becomes a major argument later because there is no off-season waivers that are listed, because there's money that gets divvied out in different ways, and it's so complicated that you have to decide what the economy is. It kind of reminded me of like when I was younger and they were first starting to do these multi-player online RPGs, right? People were playing those things and they developed their own economy. Like over time, you could go buy gold coins or whatever. And I think there's still games that do that these days, but they're almost regulated. but like this is like Wild West.
It's the basis for like several like black market economies in Southeast Asia. Like people live in sweatshops, basically just farming, so that they can sell it and convert it into actual income for these shop bosses.
That's crazy.
It's a brave new world.
Mm-hmm.
They put commas instead of periods, so I'm trying to figure out, is this some ratio formula? Is this some sort of a X and Y axis, or what am I looking at here? No, this is just how decimals are done in other countries, and I have to get my brain around that. Okay, so I at this point I'm like, all right, I know we're coming up on this thing. We got a lot of days of drafting. I gotta, I'll figure it all out. Okay, so it looks like we got it, 20 days or something like that. Okay, cool. So my brain's focused
I'll
on
have
this.
plenty
right?
of time to figure this out.
Plenty of time.
Well, this looks like a total train wreck of numbers and data and foreign languages. I'll be fine, because I'm
sure
one of the
it'll all
smartest guys in my high school. So.
If I wait, I'm sure it'll just all make sense.
It says 20 days. I don't really catch the fact that this first initial auction is really 45 days. Like at this point, my brain's thinking 20 days of auction. Every team gets to nominate one time per 5 days. So only 14 teams are nominating players, and that doesn't mean that every player gets nominated, right? So I'm now at the point where, okay, here's what I'm doing. I'm thinking we got 14 and we got 20 days. We're going to have a lot of the good players going in these 20 days, right? So this is going to be a scramble to get these good players. And then after that, is it waivers? I don't know. I don't really have much time to look into that. So let's go ahead and get this started. What's my game plan? All right, here's my game plan. I generally know we got $2,000. It's a startup auction. I can get somewhat relative on the offensive players, and I know I've done enough auctions. Right? Okay, I should. These kind of guys should go for 200, 150, something like that. But let's just see what's going on.
So back to our conversation about plans. Another one of my favorite quotes is from that Burn Notice show. That was.
I love Burn Notice.
Yeah.
What's going on here? Do we have a plan?
Plan? No, I got some tactical goals and a rough approach.
I also love the I've done this enough. I've done this to know what I'm gonna do in the situation. Therefore, I'm not gonna do anything until then.
There are some things in life that you don't have to practice a lot to be successful. That's why there are so many children in this world.
I was gonna say math, obviously, is one of those. That's.
It's going drinking.
Catch just a few of these guys that maybe these other folks don't want, right? That's a good idea, because nobody's going to be bidding on all these guys. I mean, there's only 70 teams and $2,000 a piece. All right, well, now we're ready to start this auction.
And what could go wrong? Find out next episode.
Good.
This is interesting. Yeah, I'm enjoying this walk through a life.
I am getting more stressed with every one of these that we put out.
Good.
Are you more stressed in the videos, or are you more stressed watching the videos and seeing?
Yeah, now or
how prepared you were?
Well, it's like just the memories coming back full circle, right? And that experience, like all these things were real. Like that stress was building on me for these certain things, and so it's like, yeah, it's not really increasing my stress to a high level or anything, but I can feel myself getting back into that and going, oh yeah, I remember when that was going on, and I really wished I could have spent more time, and like that anxiousness of regret, and I wanted to do it better, but I didn't. So,
are you triggering yourself with this kind of?
No, it's actually really good for me. Like I'm getting to rewatch it and go, it gets better, because I know some of the results. Things get better, things get worse. There are pluses and minuses, but yeah, it's pretty fun actually.
That's why keeping a diary is an interesting thing to do. Obviously a big therapeutic tool, and so this is kind of getting to watch that process in real time. Again, as we try to take the show and relate it back to the real world and beyond just the game itself.
Yeah, Kyle. So I want to ask this question in kind of a couple of different prongs. So, if you were approaching another league like this next year, heading into the season, and you're looking at the week or two before, what would you change? What would make it feel less anxiety provoking leading into it, or lead you to better success?
The first thing I would have done, and anytime I ever do a Peter Gant league again in the future, I'm going to make my own Cliff Notes version of his bylaws, because the bylaws are massive. And as you saw me scrolling through, I didn't even get to the bottom. Like that, it's like an entire rule book for an entire league. It's gigantic. If I could have made some notes to make certain sections more concise so that I wouldn't have memory issues between week to week. And how many are there? There's 22. No, wait, there's 21. Like those kind of mistakes are really easy if I just had a Cliff Note version of that 2-paragraph.
Okay. What about broadening it to just other dynasty leagues, maybe less complicated dynasty leagues? What do you take away from this, this lead-in group of episodes, as you look at kind of just your preparation and your sense of how prepared you feel to encounter what may be expected and what may be unexpected when you hit the draft?
I think with anything, it's about how much effort you have to put into the oddball changes that happen, right? So if I can be fully prepared for a league, which a normal dynasty league that I've done before, the same format, I'm prepared. I at least have a frame of reference, even if I've only done it once. But with this one, having no points of reference, I had done multi-copy, but not 5. Like I had never done IDP. So like these different things that are going on, like you can't be prepared for it because you've not done it. So if I could have been more prepared for the things that I have done before and been where those things weren't stressful, I would have been able to succeed earlier, I think, in this process.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, makes sense. And, sometimes there's a lot of value to that preparation. And then sometimes you just want to go with it and listen to the fucking song, you just want to just let it play and see how it goes. I think there's a healthy balance in there somewhere, and that's what we're all seeking.
Perfect. The experiential learning. Just do it.
Yep. Well, and there's a lot of what my methods become in this league.
Is that a wrap?
Well, yeah, that's another good one for this this check-in here. We look forward to the actual draft coming here. It seems like in the next entry. So at least maybe more strategy if Kyle has done any preparation.
Perfect. Thank you.